This is Cultivate Your Signature, key number 6, receive instruction. One of the things that I thought was very interesting in one of the reality TV shows that I used to watch, and it was Real Housewives of Atlanta, and it was at the very beginning of their run. And Sheree was a character, and she was in the law offices with someone, and the guy was getting, kind of disrespectful and sassy or something. And then he said something very disrespectful, and then I think he said, "I'm gonna check you," or something like that. And then Sheree basically said, "Who's gonna check me, boo? Who's gonna check me?" And it's a very um, popular line. You'll see it in memes and things like that. But it's something that I've just kind of thought about over the years, because that happened many years ago, and it's gaining a lot of traction today. That you are the type of person who cannot receive instruction, no matter what it is someone is trying to explain to you. You get offended. Instruction basically is, you need instruction to move you forward. If you think about it, I always put it on this analogy level. If the sergeant gave a command to the platoon, forward march, and no one marched, then that means that they are not moving forward. But if he gives the command forward march and everyone marches, then the platoon is moving forward, right? And so they're all in unison, they're all in agreement. Receiving instruction thus means that you understand the importance of some guidance, some wisdom, some insight from people who have already walked out your steps. A lot of times you are going to be doing a new thing, and at the same time, there's nothing new under the sun. So the strategies for resolving a problem, those strategies may not be new under the sun, right? You just kind of take on those strategies. But sometimes the person who has made a bunch of mistakes in their past and they are now passing the baton to you can offer you wisdom on how to save you some time and how to focus your attention. One of the things that I had to learn when I go back to the 2 year transition planning that I give to my students is that the instruction was obvious, that the community college environment is a 2 year environment. That's an obvious instruction. Could you stay there longer? Sure. But the obvious instruction is that I'm going to have to plan my transition from here, whether I go to a job or whether I go to college. I can't stay here forever. Take it to the university level. Okay, once you transfer, you are a junior, senior student. Um, and so you understand that eventually you're going to have to graduate from that environment. And so those are sort of like inherent instructions that we also still ignore. That you can be a perpetual student, never accomplishing anything, never doing anything, never, discovering your gifts and talents, never planning anything out, never moving forward. And so receiving instruction is a way for you to receive the wisdom and understanding that people have about this particular problem, and then of course adopt your strategy for also having to solve it, because remember, it is your life assignment. When you think about Queen Elizabeth, who died, right? A lot of people don't really get the idea that Queen Elizabeth really wasn't supposed to become queen that early. It was her uncle who was supposed to become king, and he decided to abdicate from the throne, and then he married a woman, a foreign woman, and then he lived the rest of his life, right, in obscurity. So when you think about that royal context, it was really supposed to be headed by kings. Well, the obvious instruction in the situation with Queen Elizabeth is that she had to step up to the mantle, because one person decided to abdicate, she would be the next person in line to take on the responsibility. So then she's a young person taking on the responsibility. She's also, I think, newly married, right? And so she has all these different responsibilities that she has to now consider in her mindset. Well, she stayed on that throne for many years, I think 7 decades, and she stayed the course. But she wouldn't have been able to stay the course without instruction, going from decade to decade, year to year, day to day, moment by moment. That took receiving instruction from the team of people around her, and really it's teams of people around her. Also looking at the citizenry of the country and understanding their needs. And then there were some distractions that she had to work through in terms of her son and his wife, Princess Diana, and then other types of um, issues that were going on at the time. But the point is that she stayed the course. She ran the country all the way to her death. She received instruction along the way. So that means when you think about it, you want to become a student of what you later want to master. And the only way that you can master it is actually receiving instruction as a student. And so cultivating your signature is going to require you to not only receive instruction from the books that you're going to have to read, the counsel that you're going to have to read, the laws you're going to have to know, the political views, the democracy, the problems that need to be solved within the organization or the country. That's the only way that you're going to essentially really become queen. Essentially, she was queen the whole time, but at the end of her life, she was truly queen because she fulfilled her life assignment. That was she fulfilled what became her life assignment, right? So cultivate your signature. Key number 6, receive instruction.